Speaking of VCR,
Oh, dude, straight up. Yeah. So you got it on VHS too?
yeah, it was. This is a movie called Mannequin. Um, what the hell is the date on this thing?
What,
1990.
87?
I think it was before that
I think it
though.
was Yeah, I
Um,
think it was 87.
it's weird because I remember this movie growing up. Speaking of growing up memories, and I remember seeing a little bit of the movie and being like, "That's fucking crazy, dude!" And the music being cool because it had that Starship song and some other cool stuff in it. And I went to look it up, and
First
it's
concert I
on
ever went to. First concert, that was it.
Starship.
I remember going to see Starship at the fucking Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Starship, when
Wow.
that song was fucking popping. Anyway, sorry, keep
Woo!
going. Yeah.
That's awesome. Um, but yeah, I checked. It's on no streaming services. You can't buy it the store. Like you can't find it anywhere. There's Mannequin 2, which is supposed to be the worst movie ever that I'll probably watch as well. But this was nowhere. And so I bought this first, and I was, because I have a VHS player in the studio, so I could put this on when we're like making music and stuff. But I just like wanted to watch it for real on the regular TV also, so I got the DVD too, and I watched it the other night, and it's fucking amazing.
Really?
Oh, dude, I mean, it's really good, dude, because the plot is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, You
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
this woman who is back in the Egyptian times and is getting forced to marry some guy, and she's like, please, please take me away from here. And then like lightning strikes, and then fast forward to the future, you know, and she gets embodied in this mannequin that this guy builds, and she comes to life. It's just such a bizarre plot. Like, how did it get? It's so weird.
It's funny,
Um,
like some of those like forgotten '80s movies that I must have watched a million times, or we watched a million times growing up, that nobody talks about, like Joe versus the volcano.
yeah. I
Like
want to
what?
watch them all now, dude. I'm like
Yeah.
ready. I want to watch Inner Space and like,
Inner Space, man.
dude,
That was another one.
that's the
Weekend
next
at
one I want to
Bernie's.
watch. I want to watch all of them now because the thing is like the music is rad. The music is it's such a unique time. Especially late '80s, early '90s is such a little tiny bubble of like sauce. It's like a little bit of sauce. It's like a container that you just you know
Yeah. All
and
those drum tones.
just everything, man. It's crazy because it was just in the time where I think, and where kind of like this genreless idea was coming into play because hip hop was kind of a thing, and there was all these different genres kind of meeting each other. So I think that time period, maybe not this movie specifically, but like that time period was like a mishmash of like different genres and like, oh man, it'd be weird if we did this, and just kind of like the weird trajectory to where we are kind of now, where it's like everybody listens to everything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they've been kind of doing that. They were doing that back in the day too, mostly with like with horror and comedy, like all the Abbott and Costello movies, like
But there
Abbott and
wasn't
Costello
rap
meets the
back then.
Mummy.
It wasn't like rap music
Oh, you're
too.
talking about the music in the movies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm talking about
Oh,
music.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Because
for
it's like you
sure.
go watch like Ninja Turtles or any of those movies that were like super hip at the time, is like hip
Yeah.
hop, and there's like a little bit of rock and jazz and other weird shit,
Right.
and you're just kind of
Yeah.
like, whoa. And it was like the start of to where we are now in music, where everybody
Sure.
listens to
That makes
everything.
sense. That's kind of trippy too. If you think about it, because uh, like a lot of those movies, they would have like pretty like hip hop based, like Beverly Hills Cop. It
Yeah,
would have like a lot of
exactly.
like synthesizers and hip hop beats, in like
But it
a
was like
movie
still
that's really
traditional
geared towards
like
white
80s
people.
shit mixed with like it was like an
Rap.
updated. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a mishmash. It was just like, fuck it, throw it in there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird.
Well, especially because like synthesizers were becoming something that people were really rocking and had a
Yeah.
firm grasp on at that point in time.
And then
So
the
it was
sampling
like
started.
boom.
So like sampling was like popping late '80s, early '90s too, you know? And so you had MC Hammer doing the Adams Family anthem,
Oh
and
yeah.
you
Well,
know,
there it is.
it just
That was
weird shit, man.
that
It's
was
like,
weird how he did that too, because it was the Adams Family song, but it was It was Whoomp, the Addams Family, There It Is.
Yeah.
Like it was the fucking second version of Whoomp, There It Is.
Yeah.
Which is fucking weird. Like whose idea was, it's like, oh, you got to do a theme song
That
for
was
the
the
Addams
label.
Family.
That was for sure executives, because he was popping at the time and they wanted Addams Family to be a thing. I don't know if Vanilla Ice being in Ninja Turtles was before that or after that. I think it was before that. So they were
somewhere
probably
around the
like
same time.
insert rapper into
Sure.
blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
recycle a hit song.
Yeah.
Recycle like your newest.
That's what they did with Ghostbusters.
Well, not in the same vein. I mean, that was like that was more of a rip of Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
But that was like, I mean, they just said, oh yeah, we're gonna take Whoomp, There It Is, and make Whoomp, the Addams Family, There It Is. Like,
Yeah.
that's a fucking strange idea for a theme, for like that was the big song from, that was the big song from that movie.
I would love to talk to MC Hammer. I think
Oh,
that
he'd be
would
a
be
great
such
one.
such an interesting conversation, because he grew up in the Bay, like grew up in Oakland, was like homies with Tupac and all that scene and everything, and then he blew the fuck up and then had pop success and then was shaking his dick in Pumps and a Bump and just completely like,
It's a great song. Pumps and a Bump.
went over the edge of just like shaking his fucking dick on camera, and then kind of fell off, did the Addams Family thing, kind of fell off, and then really fell off,
Signed to
lost
Death Row.
all his money, and then got into the tech bubble and blew the fuck up again. So he's like in the tech industry in San Francisco.
But
and shit.
before that, there's some other shit. Like, well, he signed to Death Row. So
Oh, that's fucking right. That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
Signed to Death.
Yeah.
And then after he signed to Death Row, because remember there was like a really shitty like made for TV movie, right? Do you remember this movie?
Hammer?
It was like a VH1 movie. Hammer was in it, and it was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Tupac
yeah.
was in it, and shit. And
Yeah.
like Hammer was like supposed to be like the voice of reason with Pac.
Wait,
and
no,
all
I
this
don't remember
shit.
that. I thought you were talking about like an MC Hammer movie about him type shit.
It was, I don't know if it was an MC Hammer movie. It was about Hammer, or if it was about like Death Row. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, it was a made for TV movie. But even before he started doing tech shit, he ran a mega church in Tracy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like the
What
most
the
interesting
fuck?
person alive, dude.
Yeah.
Because-
and we forgot he started off as the Bat Boy for the Oakland A's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was
And then
stupid
fucking-
young. He was like 6 years old doing that shit. Interesting.
It's so cool.
What a life.
So cool.